record button here. All right. So we're on, man. How you doing?
We're good, man. We are good.
Got another Laker W today.
Another Laker W. So, welcome everybody. Anybody that's listening to Lakers podcast. Another episode of. We're here with Edwin, Brown Lab Media, Sal Roses. We're gonna be talking some Lakers. A couple things, right? The Lakers finished their 7-game road trip on a high note, 5-2. Those couple losses worried us a little bit,
Yeah.
but they're back on track now. And tonight's game, a lot of energy.
Oh yeah, they brought it and they needed to, right? Because this is a hard team to beat, and we saw that in the beginning of the game. It wasn't that easy, but the second half they came in and just blew it up.
Yeah, the end of the turning point of the game, right, for tonight was the end of the third quarter where it just felt like they kicked it into a different gear, and you could see the Nuggets coach was just frustrated at that point where the Nuggets just couldn't respond. They had no response, so it was good to see that from the Lakers. I think it'd been a while since we'd seen them kind of kicking into gear like that, but it was good.
Right. Yeah. I mean, looking at some of the stats, right? We can see that the bench came in and helped out the Lakers a lot this game. THT had a huge game with 17 points in 22 minutes. Harrell 13 points in 24 minutes. Kuzma 11 points in 25. So the bench came in and they did their thing. And obviously we know that the Lakers are deep, so it's important to see the bench come in and step up and provide that offensive um, power that we know that they have. And I think that was huge in this game. Obviously, if they don't come in and do that in the offensive end, the Lakers struggle.
Yeah, no, I agree. Today, especially, right? Because Anthony Davis only had 13 points,
Yeah.
and he looked a little bit off, although they were doubling him a lot. They were trying to make I think the strategy on the Nuggets end was to make the rest of the team beat them
Hmm.
outside of Anthony Davis. And I think the Lakers proved that, hey, if you're gonna attack Anthony Davis with double teams, the rest of the guys are gonna step up. Dennis Schroeder, 21 points.
Hell yeah.
KCP, 10 points. Kyle Kuzma, 11 points. Montrez had 13. You mentioned THT was 17. So that's what, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven Lakers in double figures.
Right.
So and LeBron with the triple double
Yeah.
quietly.
Yeah, and defense came in clutch as well. We saw them play good defense, especially against again, the Nuggets, which have a lot of weapons as well. Uh, we know that Jokic, he's so in the category for MVP this season, and he didn't have one of his best games, at least offensively, with just 13 points. He's been doing a lot better. He tied his career high a few games ago with 47 points. So I think that was a good job on the Lakers. And again, they're first in the league in defense right now. So they're showing why they are in that category.
Yeah, the Nuggets came in hot. Jokic came in hot. Jamal Murray looks silky smooth still, man. There was a couple times where he just looks nice, man. I think he's only gonna get better, and he's an exciting player. I like his handles. I like watching him play. But yeah, you're right. You mentioned the defense. Uh, they brought up the hustle stats. I'm
Mhm.
not sure if you were watching. I'm not sure if you were watching on the Lakers Sportsnet or on TNT, but they brought up the hustle stats, and you just see Dennis Schroeder put it in his body on the line.
Yeah.
That double jump effort. Um, Cal Kuzma taking charges. So it's like wow.
Yeah, Schroeder did that too. He took a couple of charges
Yeah,
and he gets angry when they don't call anything, when the refs just let the ball keep going, right? Let the game keep going. He gets angry because he puts his body on the line. But that was really cool to see him dive on the floor twice, like Superman.
yeah. I was like, it was kind of like questionable that second one, but he
Right.
still did it. So, and then Kuzma getting back on D,
Mhm.
right, and blocking that 3 point shot, that transition open three. That so the Lakers, when the young guys are playing with that much energy, it just frees up LeBron to just kind of be at ease. That the other teams aren't gonna have anything easy. So these guys, as long as the energy is there like that, oh man, we're gonna be tough to beat no matter who's in front of us.
Yeah, definitely. This was a great game just to see them at their strengths, right? This is the type of Laker team that we know that can go out there and can play any team and get some W's. So obviously, it's hard to do that every single game, but as the season goes along, I think that they are going to just come in and feel more comfortable with their rotations and um, just the offensive plays and the hustle on the defensive side. So this was a great game just to see their power again. I feel like in this last road trip, they did struggle in a couple of games, and there were some questions, like popping up on what moves they should be making. So, but if they're playing like this, they don't need any other player. They don't need to make any changes.
I agree. I think we spoke a little bit last time we talked, and we were talking about those two losses, right? Those two losses, they scared the heck out of us. They scared everything out of us. So but they bounced back with a 1 point win over the Celtics.
Right.
But if you look at those two losses, it was a 1 point loss against the Sixers, and then that game against the Pistons where they just had no energy. But they bounced back with a 1 point win against the rivals. We cannot lose against the Celtics, so I'm glad they took that rivalry serious. And then they just kind of handled the Hawks. The Hawks looked nice, man. The Hawks they looked really nice. They got a good team.
Yeah.
Um, and then today, the way they came out at home with so much energy, seeing them on the Lakers floor was good, because it just felt like it's been such a long time since we've seen them with the Lakers logo on the ground. So
Yeah.
that was nice too.
Yeah. I'm sure that gave them more energy as well, just to be back home and there's no fans there, but still just that feeling of home, and so they were able to just get a little bit more another spark in their energy.
What you think of those uniforms, man?
uh
The blue ones.
I like them. Those are honestly, when I was growing up watching them, those were my favorite. For some reason, I like that color, and I like the look, because even like the typography is a little bit different.
Yeah, the cursive.
Yeah, the cursive. Yeah. So yeah, growing up, I every time they wore them, I was like, oh hell yeah, see the blues.
Heck yeah, no, man, I want to see them in gold, man. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen gold, but
Yeah.
it's coming.
Wait, so what was the reason they're playing with the blues today? Because I know there's usually a reason why, right?
Yeah, I don't think that there's usually a reason. I'm sure they're just trying to sell different jerseys. I'm sure there's like a sales tactic behind it. I don't know what the specific reason for. I mean,
'Cause
it's a national television game, so sometimes for those they bring out special jerseys.
true, yeah, because I know they usually wear the white jerseys only on Sundays, like the Sunday whites, and I think it's home games as well, and then the away games purple, I believe, and then
Mhm.
home games yellow or gold. So I forgot why they use the blue, but I do think there's a reason. I don't know. I forgot what, but it could just be, yeah, like you said, national game and TV and all that.
Yeah, so we're in a good spot, man. So I'm liking that. The other thing today, like it didn't seem like we were over reliant on the 3 pointers, So
Hmm.
that was the other thing that I did notice today, that I don't think we played bad, right? We played really really well the whole time, even when we were down. It just it felt like we were never out of the game.
Yeah.
But I also felt like we didn't rely on the three, which was nice.
Yeah, and I think what helps with them to not rely on the threes is when they are playing good defense, right? Because For example, they had 10 steals, they had 7 blocks, they had 29 assists, and the Nuggets only had 19. So, the Lakers had 10 more assists. And so when they're able to play good defense with blocks and steals, they get out into the transition offense and they can get more of those easy layups, easy assists, and points in the paint. Lakers had 66 and Nuggets only had 42. So I think that when they're playing good defense, it transitions into everything else in their game. So when they are playing good defense, they don't have to rely on their threes because they're usually ahead, right? They're usually either winning or they're at least it's a close game, but they're more free. I think when they fall behind is when they're not playing the best defense is when they try to rely more on the threes to catch up.
Right. So that's actually a good point. Get it. Those defensive stops lead to those transition points, and it's clear that we had a lot more. The blocks. We had 5 more blocks. We beat them in steals, turnovers, 15 turnovers. It's kind of high.
Hmm.
You'd like to see them around the 10 turnover mark, but regardless, man, that they did good. And their free throws have been spotty. There was a
LeBron airball the one.
yeah, man. I was looking. Did he just airball?
It's crazy for me to see somebody like LeBron, any NBA player, airball because I shot free throws, lots of free throws, and I don't think I've ever airballed a free throw. And like these guys are professionals, you know what I mean? It's just funny, you know what I mean? Like it happens, I get it, but it's just funny to see them airball.
Yeah, man. I know I've definitely airballed a free throw. So LeBron and I are in the same company with that. Man, that's good though. So what are we looking ahead to right now?
Yeah, so we got another round with the Pistons.
Oh
So
yeah,
that
that's
game's on Saturday, 7 p.m. You know what? Lakers are gonna get their revenge, bro. I expect them to just come in and blow them out. It's not even gonna be a contest.
yeah. We'll see, man. They better, right? They better because the Pistons. Oh, I'm sure they're scared right now. Because
Yeah,
they got us last week, so we better come out guns blazing with that one.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel the same way, man. And then we got the Thunder twice back to back.
yeah.
How the
And
Thunder, how's the Thunder doing? Let me check.
now I know that Al Horford is back. I believe last time the Lakers played against them, I think Horford was missing, or have we played them? That we had, but maybe not. But um But the Thunder, they got a young team. SGA, he's a really good point guard, shooting guard. So um, I think it won't be an easy game for sure. But I think the Lakers still got it.
And they got Trevor Ariza, man. Dang,
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see him on a contender, man.
Ariza, yeah,
Yeah, he deserves to be on a contending team.
yeah. So they're not doing the best. The Thunder are not doing the best right now, but um, it should be a good win for the Lakers. Easy win, I think.
So we got the Pistons and then two games with the Thunder back to back. 3-0, I would say.
3-0 at least. Yeah. Because then they have the Grizzlies, and also the Grizzlies haven't been playing the best right now. They lost 2 in a row. Um, so I think there's a good chance for the Lakers to get some good wins, getting another winning streak.
I'm looking ahead a little bit, man. 2 weeks, Thursday, February 18th.
Hmm.
In that,
What do you see? What do you see? Let's see.
we got the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
Brooklyn Nets are coming to LA, so wow. I mean,
Did
we
you
are, that's kind of like I don't want to look ahead too much. Let me relax. But two, Thur- two
did
Thursdays from now, hopefully we're talking after a Lakers win.
Yeah, man. Did you get a chance to see the Clippers versus the Nets game?
I did. I saw the highlights, not the
Yeah.
not the full game, but man, that looked like such an exciting game, and I was to be honest, I think I was rooting for the Clippers.
Yeah, right.
For whatever reason, I felt like I was rooting for the Clippers, man. And Paul George tried his hardest, and I feel bad. I think after the game, he said it felt like they took turns, scoring on us. Like,
They did, yeah.
and that's really what the Nets are gonna do. They're gonna just take turns. This possession is freaking Kyrie's turn, then it's James Harden's turn, then it's Durant's turn. It's gonna take some team defense, man, to knock to keep those guys at bay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and we saw the difference in their specialties as well. And just as we talked about, Durant is the one that's handling the ball less, right? We see Harden and Irving handling the ball most of the time, and so Durant is just trying to get some screens and just trying to just do some off the ball movement to get his shots. But during that game, Irving had probably the best game out of all of them, but Harden's IQ at the end came in clutch, right? Just he had a 3-pointer towards the end where that's his bread and butter. Like that's his signature move, the step back three, and then obviously the last throw in from the out of bounds to Green, who was by himself pretty much. So the Clippers messed up on the defensive end at the end, but overall the Clippers did. I thought they did a pretty good job. They outside of Paul George and Kawhi, uh, I think they're missing Patrick Beverly. I feel like if he would have been there, he would have put a little bit more pressure and stress on Kyrie. But without him, I feel like they were always lacking one like really good defender, and that messed them up in the end.
Yeah, you know what? If you think about that, right, that the Clippers are actually a team that matches up really, really well with them
Mhm.
because they have, Kawhi versus Kevin Durant, take your pick.
Right.
James Harden versus Paul George. Offensively, you give that to James Harden, but at the same time, Paul George is a really good defender.
Yep.
And then you put Patrick Beverly on Kyrie, it's kind of like they kind of cancel each other out, so that's a really, really fun matchup.
Yep.
Uh, Whereas the Lakers versus the Nets, it's more of a difference in styles.
Hmm.
Well, it's like a completely different style that they're playing, and the our strength, right? Anthony Davis, one of our bigs, is their weakness. I don't think they have anybody to match up with Anthony Davis, but at the same time, they got two guys on the wing that we don't want LeBron guarding all the time, because
Yeah.
he's gonna have to though. He's gonna have to step up and probably guard Kevin Durant, I would say.
I think the AD will get Durant, LeBron will get Harden, and then KCP or Schroeder has to get Irving. I don't know about that, man. That's gonna be an interesting matchup for Irving. Who are we gonna find for him?
That game is gonna it's gonna tell so much on what the matchups are gonna be because they don't match up well with us and we don't match up well with them.
Right.
So well with the Clippers again, it's they match up really well against each other.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
No, interesting. Yeah. Good games coming up. Lakers are doing good overall still this season, so definitely excited about that. I wanted to talk a little bit about LeBron James and mix it in with Kobe. So LeBron James passed Wilt Chamberlain for third place in the most field goals scored in the NBA. So number one, we have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Number two is Karl Malone, I believe. Let me just double check that. Yeah, number three is LeBron, and then we have Wilt. So, uh, just it to me that just goes to show the s- the strength that LeBron has had as a scorer all throughout his whole career, right? 18 seasons now. And what always trips me out is that when I think of LeBron, I think of a playmaker. I don't see him as a scoring machine, I don't feel like he's like we rely on him to be a scorer. We rely on him more to be a playmaker, to be the leader out there to control the offense, right? As opposed to, for example, with Kobe, with him, I would look at him a lot more as a scoring machine. That was his main strength, a scorer. He can score any way. He can score 81 points in a night. Um, and the playmaking part was there, but not that wasn't his focus. His focus was I'm gonna win this game by scoring because scoring is what counts at the end. But LeBron, I feel like his strength is just I'm gonna win this game at whatever cost. If that's scoring, if that's rebounding, if that's passing. So it's a different kind of playing style. But I just it's interesting to think about the relationship between them.
Yeah, especially early in his career, LeBron was always criticized for passing the ball at the most crucial moments. Whenever the money's on the line, he made the right basketball play, they called it.
Hmm.
And when Kobe was like, "Heck no, I'm taking that shot," and Kobe was not afraid to miss.
Yeah.
Even as a rookie,
Right.
there was that time he airballed a couple shots in the playoffs,
Hmm.
but he never shied away from that moment. Which you take your pick, because sometimes you pass the ball to somebody who's less, you know, somebody on the team who's less used to those moments, and you rely on them. Sometimes it plays out, sometimes it doesn't.
Hmm.
Or do you want to be the person responsible for the win or loss based on your shot? So um, that kind of plays into the stigma that LeBron has had always as not a scorer. But again, he's always had a triple double. He's had the most 25-point games
Right.
out of anybody in NBA history. So
Yeah.
he's definitely somebody that is surprising, because again, 27 points today, but you didn't even blink. It didn't even feel like he scored that much. It felt like he was just kind of in the background.
Right.
Whereas Kobe's points, whether it was 24 or 40, it felt like he was always scoring on you.
Yep.
That. Well, it's a style too, though. Because Kobe, I feel like he made it known that he was scoring on you, because he
Yeah.
would come at you and like, I'm gonna score on you.
Yep.
Where so it's different. It's a little bit different. It's it's weird that it's like that, even though, because LeBron scored more than him.
Yeah. So average wise in LeBron's career is 27 per game, and average for Kobe was 25 points per game.
Mhm.
So yeah, it is interesting because you don't like LeBron goes throughout the game scoring, but you don't really notice it like you're saying. But with Kobe, you always knew, like you always paid attention to how he scored and how many points he's getting and all of that. But I guess yeah, I do think it came in with the attitude, the swagger that Kobe had whenever he made a basket, right? And also he made so many clutch baskets that's the memory that's imprinted in us about him.
Yeah, exactly. So how many times did he had us on the edge of our seats, and it went through the net, and we're just like, wow, like
Yeah.
both postseason and regular season. So that for that reason, we also did look at Kobe as just a definite scorer. And there were times where he was taking over the last 5 minutes. Like
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
knew it was Kobe time. The announcers would say, "Uh oh, it's Kobe time."
And the symbolism, right? What do we say when we throw a paper ball to the trash, right? Kobe, like it's the symbolism. Like that's just how we grew up knowing him.
Yeah, the one thing I would say also, for LeBron, is that he did come up in the era, that the 3-point is a lot more prevalent. So although Kobe was a good 3-point shooter, but his early years, the 3-pointer wasn't kind of the focus. It was always get in the paint, get in the paint, get in the paint.
Hmm.
And I definitely feel and this is just me without any stats, but I also feel like LeBron James has had way more and ones than Kobe, because it feels like every single time he drives, it's an and one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah, and I think that that's where like the body difference comes into play, right? Because LeBron is bigger, and so that allows him to drive in and get more contact every play, as opposed to Kobe. He tried to evade as much as possible. He was more agile, right? Like he wasn't trying to use his strength. He was trying to use his ability to jump and ability to like get around you. I feel like LeBron is such a bulldozer that he's just like, you're gonna be in my way. That's cool. You're gonna get hurt. My shoulder's gonna be on your chest. You're gonna fall, and I'm gonna dunk. Like, but Kobe was just like, I'm gonna fly over you.
Yeah, and he did that today. I forgot somebody bounced off of him. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
bulldozer. But scoring, I guess so. So field goals, we have LeBron moving up to third place. But I also wanted to just quickly mention the scoring. So now when we look at the records for most points, so points we have Abdul-Jabbar first, Malone second, LeBron is in third place, Kobe Bryant is in fourth place, Michael Jordan is in fifth place. So, LeBron, by the time his time ends in the NBA, he might be, second for sure. I can see that happening. But first, that's a little bit out there, but he can probably do it.
yeah. You think about like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like how the heck did you score so many points?
That hook shot.
That hook shot, and it
The
was never
hook.
really, yeah, it was never really like, and at that point, 3 pointers weren't that prevalent. So
Yeah.
man, you had to go down low to Kareem. And he played a lot also though, right? How many seasons did
I,
Kareem?
I think he had 20, maybe a little more, but I would say at least 20 seasons
Yeah, 20 seasons. So 20 seasons.
for sure.
And then at the end of his career, he benefited from uh, Magic Johnson, and the Showtime Lakers. So
Yeah.
he kind of didn't have to carry teams at the end of his career. But
So
yeah, legend.
at this rate though, so Kareem finished his career with 24.6 points per game average. So at this rate, LeBron, if he can continue to make 27 points per game for two more seasons, right? Season 19 and season 20, then he'll for sure pass Kareem.
Yeah, what's LeBron's average right now?
27.
Okay, so 27. Yeah, I mean, even if yeah, he's gonna, plus he's going deep in the playoffs, every single time. So
Yeah.
that helps him out.
Yeah. And that's what helped Kareem as well, right? And I think that is something that separates the guys that are in the top 10. I would say they spend a lot of time in the playoffs. They got more games in.
Yeah, let's look at the top 10 real quick. We got Karl Malone, LeBron, Kobe, Michael Jordan, Dirk Nowitzki, Wilt Chamberlain, Shaq, Moses Malone, and Elvin Hayes. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I mean, some legends right there, man.
Hell yeah. So
Melo Anthony's in the top 25, though.
yeah, like we can't forget about him, man. Like that guy, his mid range shot is beautiful to watch. It's smooth. His and Kevin Durant's two of the best mid range shots.
Yeah, Melo will catch you on the side of the elbow,
Hmm.
on the post, and he does that step through,
Pump
uh,
fake step, yeah.
pump fake, yeah,
Jab, jab,
and then it's splash, like
yeah.
no rim, no rim.
Right. No, yeah, man. I was glad to see him join the Trailblazers last year because I mean, just watching him play, you can tell that he still has game.
Yeah,
So it was good to see him stay with them. This year I haven't heard much from him, um but still he's up there in scoring, so he's another Hall of Famer.
yeah. Let's see where the Blazers are. Oh, they're in fifth, man. They're 12-9. They're doing well.
Yeah, they're doing their thing. And having Damian Lillard, it's always going to be a benefit just because he's a scoring machine, man. That guy shoots from all over the place.
Yeah, the logo. And it seems like more and more players are just able to do that these days, right? It's just kind of like becoming routine. We know LeBron could do it, Steph Curry, Dame
Trey
Lillard.
Young, he did it against the Lakers last game. from the logo.
Oh yeah, man. Like, what can you do at that point?
Yeah. Now you just gotta, yeah, ready up and go the other way and try to, match that. Um, but yeah, man. So that's it. That was just I wanted to touch on James and his passing Wilt Chamberlain for field goals, and then bringing Kobe into the conversation a little bit. Just remembering him and his focus on trying to win games through scoring. Um,
Yeah, no, absolutely. LeBron, congrats to LeBron on another kind of landmark, um, checkpoint that he's passed, and hopefully we see more of those in a Laker uniform.
yes, sir. All right. Well, that's it on my end, bro. You got anything else?
Not much for me. Just have a good end of the week. Finish the week strong. We got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then start the week strong. And we'll see you guys next Thursday after a
Yes,
couple
sir.
more Laker wins.
How's the music going for you?
Pretty good. I got a little video that I wanted to release. I got a lot of new music that's in the hard drive. Just trying to make sure I got enough push behind it to so people could enjoy it. But it's some really good music, man, and I'm just kind of like enjoying getting better at production. My rapping skills have always been up there, so I'm like so excited with all of it.
Okay, dope. That's cool, man. No, that's good to hear. I've been listening to Russ, and he talks a lot about just being able to stay consistent with your skill, right? And for him, his skill is rapping, but beside just rapping, is the production, the audio engineering, and being able to produce music all the time and not depending on any labels, right? Like being able to do it on his own, putting in the work, and little by little, people start recognizing your music, and in a year, 2 years, they start noticing you with one song, and then they realize you have like 100 songs.
But yeah, Russ is definitely like an icon, a legend in the do-it-yourself rap game, and he has his style, he has a style that's kind of his go-to, and he doesn't. It's like his little recipe
Mhm.
for for music that he does, and he stays in his lane very much artistically. But he's been so consistent at it that it's hard to knock him, and
Right,
he figured out navigated a way to gain that respect of a lot of people. And I've been listening to Russ for a couple years now,
for sure.
and I'm always excited for his new projects, his new songs, because it's always good. Everything's on point. The production's on point.
Mhm.
The flow is always on point. The melodies are always on point. His storytelling is good. So he's actually in my, I would say, my favorite rappers right now. So
Yeah, I'm with you right there too. Yeah, I like the themes that he talks about in his music, and just the story behind who he is and how he came up in the game is that underdog story that I like, and just looking for the answer on your own, you know what I mean? Like not depending on anything, like earning it.
man, that's good. I did not know you listened to Russ. That's good.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Also like with Brown Lab Media, like Alex, she's been doing a really good job of finding new music for us
Mhm.
through just posting on the Brown Lab Media IG page. But yeah, just like Brown artist with some funky rhythms, man. Like it's just cool. So we've been trying to share more music, and she's been doing a really good job with that. Just wanted to give her a shout out.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good music right now, and it's like there's so many good artists that you're just kind of like, how are people so talented? It's
Mhm.
it's it's impressive, and you hope to have this platform for everybody to reach as many ears as possible. So
Yeah.
shout out to Alex, man, putting in work. I don't think I know Alex.
No, no, you don't. She's in the background for sure, but hopefully one day once things open up, we'll have a Brown Lab Media party, and we'll get everybody together
There you go. There you go. Looking forward to that, man.
for
All
sure.
right, won't take up too much more time. Everybody, stay safe. As we navigate through the rest of this, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yes, sir. Yep. Everybody stay safe. You too, Sal. Take care of yourself, man.
Later, brother.
Peace.